Okay, so like I said, I haven't done my full research on Project 2025, but I'm gonna speak on the keynotes that I do know, right? And I'm gonna just put two and two together, basically, keep it simple and plain, right? Like you telling me that women cannot have abortions, and you put in restrictive laws on contraceptives, basically encouraging and forcing women that do get pregnant, whether it be um, forced or naturally, to have babies, even if they want them or not. There's a reason for that. You telling me that we could, if we do go to war, right? So then we would, if we lose soldiers, we're gonna need more babies. You understand what I'm saying? If we lose people, we gotta get people. So of course you want women to have babies. Okay. Now let's say you put in a Muslim ban, right? Now that could mean two things. Okay. You put in a Muslim ban. Number one, if we are to go to war, the war that we would particularly be interested in is going to war with over there in Palestine and Israel. That's close to that we're going to war with Muslim people. So maybe that's why you put a Muslim ban. LGBTQIA, you're targeting them because you want to restore family. In order to have babies, you have to have a man and a female. I'm assuming that's what it's about, right? I'm just putting two and two together, right? I'm assuming that's what it's about, right? And you want to have natural babies, not, and no offense, but not GMO babies, because we don't know how this gonna turn out. So we are concerned about the lifestyle of the LGBTQIA, right? Also, I spoke about how misogyny has come into rise, but so has polygamy. Just let that marinate. Then, let's see, what else was in the manifesto? I believe, hold on, let me think. What else was in the manifesto? Hold on. Recently, you're trying to get rid of the smaller government departments, right? Smaller government departments. An example would be the IRS. An example would be the EPA. The example, these are the first two that come to mind. Okay, it's a lot of government departments, but these two right here, right? And instead of seeking out specialists to work in these departments as they have been for so long, you're leaving it up to Supreme Court justices and judges and people that have no idea what they're doing as far as when it comes to environmental needs. They don't know. They're just a judge. You know what I mean? When it comes to tax services, they don't know. They're just a judge. You know what I mean? But you're putting the fate of the American people in the judicial system. Meanwhile, putting bans on homeless people for being homeless, locking them up into, or giving them, you're propositioning them. I'm sorry, not wrong word. Alternative, ultimatum. That's the word I'm looking for. So it's either you find housing, which is very hard to find, and then when you do find it, it's very hard to afford, or we're gonna lock you up in jail. Right? That's an ultimatum. Then on top of that, then on top of that, the job crisis. Nobody wants to talk about the job crisis. We are finna go into a full freaking crisis, and y'all not even realizing it, right? Now, let's just use this mandate, right? So you're trying to get rid of all these smaller governmental departments, right? So this gonna leave a whole lot of people jobless. Where they gonna work at? When you got all of these major store chains closing down, you got everybody going to the internet. Most of the people in America are customer service related jobs you're finding, and then you're finding a whole bunch of retail and stuff like that, stuff that doesn't matter, right? So you're causing people to in a job crisis, which means gives them another ultimatum, and I'll get on that in a minute. Then on top of that, then especially during since 2020, we've been hearing a lot of farmers coming out talking about how they have not been able to get the seeds and the fertilizer and stuff like that they needed from the government. or from whoever they're buying from, because you've put levies on this, you've put taxes on this, you've put restrictions on that. So you're governing our food, rationing our food to farmers. And so either they are or are not producing enough to feed us. So then you put us in another ultimatum, right, pertaining to our food. Then we have these climate issues that nobody seems to be able to solve those problems. And if I remember correctly, Donald Trump said he didn't give a hot damn about the climate. So now we got another problem.